Okay, YouTube, here we are again. It's Nick Wallenberg back at it, day number three of 100. Okay, so last video, I kind of went into my background of what happened in college, my 5 years of college, and how that panned out. So if you want to hear that, go and check that out. But I said I was gonna start talking about uh, how I've been slowly improving myself since my college years, and the first thing that came to my mind, the biggest thing that I've been able to improve about myself is definitely my overall health and my nutritional habits. And this is a huge topic, and I'm not going to do it all justice in this video. I'm going to try and give you a brief overview of what I did and how much it affected me, and why I think it's one of the most important first steps if you're looking to improve yourself. This is a candidate for the first thing you want to target. So yeah, let's talk about food. So in my college days, and even probably for 4 years after my college days, uh, my main my main diet was fast food and 52-ounce fountain sodas from the gas station. Yeah, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, Coke. Yeah, soft drinks and fast food. So, as you can imagine, not the greatest diet, and yeah, I suffered for it. Uh, the thing is, when you do that every day, it just becomes your normal. Uh, yeah, you feel like shit, but you don't remember what it's like to feel good, so it just becomes this normal, and you don't realize how much it's affecting you and draining you. And so I lived that for quite a while, and I gained a lot of weight. I don't think you could ever say I was morbidly obese. I was never like a 300 pounder, but I definitely over 200 pounds. I'm a 6 foot tall dude, so I'm a bit lucky that way, where I can carry a bit of extra weight and it doesn't look too bad on me. But I was definitely chunky, for sure. And so when I was looking to start improving things about myself, I was like, you know what, that's it. I'm gonna lose weight. That's what I'm gonna do. And it was my first real, okay, I'm gonna pick something and I'm just gonna do it. This was my first taste of that. Um, and so yeah, I decided to go in hard, and I did it the wrong way. So let me tell you about that. The first thing I tried was something you should never do when you're trying to start on a nutritional journey, which is, as a 6'1" ish, 200 plus pound guy, I decided I had done like I went down a brief YouTube rabbit hole, did some cursory research. Um, the first thing I fell into was pretty much calories in, calories out, that whole tribe, and I was like, I can go hard, I can do hard things when I want, so screw it, we're going in 1,500 calories a day. Now, for a 6'1", 200-pound dude, that's insane. That's starving. But I did it. I did it for about 6 months. I stuck with about a 1,500 calorie diet. I was eating these bland, reduced fat turkey patties in between two slices of something you might be able to call bread. I think they were at like 70 calories a slice, so just pretty sad looking bread. This thin bread, reduced fat turkey patty, and then I would saute some vegetables in spray on low calorie butter spray. That was like my go to meal. That, with a lot of, I tried to replace chips with like celery and carrots dipped in hummus, and no, I went down the whole super low calorie, replace everything with low calorie options, and I made that work. I stayed on like 1,500 calories for like 6 months, it was absolutely miserable. The job, I work at Target, remember, and I'm an overnight freight worker, so I'm constantly walking around picking up boxes, putting down boxes. They tend to put me in areas where there's heavier stuff, so I am picking up heavy furniture or boxes that contain 4 big things of laundry detergent. This can be up to 30 pounds, 30, 40 pounds, things of cat litter, heavy, heavy stuff. And I had no energy. I was always flat. I was miserable. But, so yeah, to be clear, I'm not recommending you do this. But at the end of 6 months, I I had lost quite a bit of weight. I was pretty skinny at that point. And people commented on it, and it felt pretty good. I had made it to the end of that, wherever that had led me. But like I say, that is probably about the least efficient way you can lose weight. I probably didn't lose. I probably lost as much muscle as I did fat, which is not what you want to do. And so, okay, another thing I want to mention here is please don't take anything I say as actual nutritional advice. I'm just a guy figuring it out like y'all. That being said, I think I've revised my diet into something that's pretty acceptable, well above the average American diet, which is abysmal. And I've just by adding the right amount of protein, I think I'm still under on protein, but okay. Here's the advice that I'm comfortable giving. These are baseline rules that you can gather from, and I feel pretty comfortable sharing these. All right, get this. Yeah, processed and refined foods are bad for you. Yep, I know. Yep, big stuff. So I got rid of processed foods. That's right. I don't shop in the middle aisles at all. When I go to a grocery store, the only places I'm shopping is the front with the fresh meat, the back with the fresh dairy and eggs. And that's the only places I touch. I had yogurt, nuts. I found this nice bread that sprouted wheat. Oh, okay, now I'm going into the weeds here, but yeah. So okay, I have some new technology to show off here. So this is what I looked like in college. This is a picture of me in my college days. Hey, day number 3. I'm adding things in here. Hey. So yeah, that's me in college. Clearly a little chunky. Okay, I'm still a hunk. Let's be real. I'm still a bit of a hunk, but yeah, that's me in college. There's my trumpet. Me taking pictures as I'm about to participate in someone's recital. Yeah, glory days. All right. Well, I would take that hair if I could, but we don't talk about that. All right. And this is me in 2023. Here's a picture of me in 2023. Eh? Not bad, eh? So clearly I've lost a bit of weight, and as of recently, due to the new diet changes, I've clearly put on a lot of muscle. And let me tell you, I don't really work out at all, unless you count my job, which that's fair. My job's pretty active. I'm on my feet, lifting up, like I said, heavy things constantly for about 8 hours. 8 hours a day. I work 40 hours a week, so that's 40-ish hours of mild to moderate activity with some lifting, squatting in there. But yeah, this is purely dietary changes that you can get from there to there. And it's not just the physical appearances. Even though when I first started, that was my main motivation. Yeah, I wanted to be more. I wanted to bump myself up in the dating market. Get that going. So that was my main motivation when I started, and it kind of worked for me. Like I said, I tortured myself for 6 months, and I stuck with it, which is I can't believe I made it through that. But even though that's the wrong way to do it, that did give me a taste of I can do hard things. When I set my mind to it, and my goals are aligned, and I have a clear direction, I have a clear set endpoint, I'm I'm a guy. I'm just a regular guy. Yeah, you can do this. You can pick something and you can work at it and you can get there. So okay, so the last thing I want to add is why I mentioned at the beginning that this is one of the first things you could think about changing, and it's not just for the appearance benefits, just the sheer amount of energy difference that there is when you start going on a decent diet. It's insane. I used to be like everyone else, waking up in the morning, groaning, getting to work, having no energy, going through the motions, being a zombie. And it's no wonder that when you come home, you don't have any energy left to make a good decision. Making decisions takes energy, and our brain is the highest caloric monster in our body. It takes up the most calories throughout the day. That's why even if you're just sitting all day, most people burn about 2,000 calories a day. That's a large part just your brain taking that up. So making decisions takes energy, and if you don't have energy, you're not going to make good decisions. So simply just having the energy to, and it's not just even decision. It's the ability to be in a good mood is almost entirely dependent on energy. If you don't have energy, it's really hard to be in a good mood. But if you have energy, of course, when someone waves at you, you want to be the type of person who waves back and smiles and says hi. You want to be friendly, right? Maybe you don't, but I would assume you want to be friendly. And if you do, again, highly energy dependent. So yeah, it affects your ability to make constant good decisions, and it affects your ability to relate with those around you, be social. It affects every aspect of your life. There's plenty of studies linking diet to improvement in from things like depression and anxiety and all of that. A diet affects every aspect of your life, and and it's also a good beginner place to start because you have absolute control over what you eat, what you put in your body. When you're thinking about social situations, sometimes you think, well, there's a lot of things not under my control. Well, nutrition is entirely under your control. You can go to the grocery store right now and buy whatever you want. You can go to any restaurant and eat any food you want. What you put in your body is directly under your control, which is why it's a great place to start, because you can make simple and effective changes right now, today. And that's something I would highly recommend. So again, I'll just show you these because I like playing with this new toy I have, in these images. Fat? Oh shit, it's mirror. Yeah, I'll figure that out. So that's me, the fat, and that's me, more skinny. All right. And this is I got to these results purely by changing what I eat. And to be fair, having a decently active job, but I don't think, even if I was sedentary, I think I would still have pretty decent results. Like I'm not running marathons out here. I'm not jogging. I don't lift weights. I do an occasional push-up session, but I'm not consistent with that. So and like I said, I'm not Schwarzenegger, but I'm sure many people would be happy to be at this level of health. I'm happy with this. I can live with this. I have energy. I feel good. If you ask people who I work with, they would say I'm generally in a pretty good mood all the time, and that's where I like to be. I've never been a social interaction is something I've always had to work at, and this has made it so much easier because I'm not in my head all the time. I'm not worried about what people think of me, which is a whole nother journey. It's not entirely dependent on what you look like, but the energy aspect cannot be overstated. And I'm closing in on the 15-minute mark here for my beginner YouTube videos. But yeah, I hope this rambling was worth something to y'all. And if you want to know more about exactly what I eat, I'm happy to share that. I think I do have a pretty functional diet that's easy to obtain for most of you. So yeah, day 3, my little bit the nutritional story. All right, peace out, y'all.